Hi, my name is Brandy Butcher, and I am doing activity 5, background analysis for my capstone project. So my capstone project is compassion fatigue and nurse burnout. So I'm going to synthesize the background analysis of the project. I'm going to explain to why the project and topic is important to my practice and my nursing profession. So I became a nurse initially in 2000 and let's see, I became a nurse in 2010. So actually 2009. So when I first became a nurse, I was an LPN, and I did mainly home health as an LPN, and I loved it. I love the flexibility of it. I love seeing the patients in their home. It was very good job. But then when I became an RN, I thought that I needed to get more experience because I hadn't done anything else. So I went inside the hospital and I became part of the med surge float pool. So I worked on 13 different areas throughout the hospital. I did that for a couple years, and then I felt like I wanted more knowledge and more responsibility, and I wanted to be able to take care of those critical patients. I ultimately wanted to go to the ER, but at the time, the nurse manager would not let me. She said that she only hired people with critical care experience. So I moved into the critical care float pool so I could get experience before going to the ER. I did that for about a year, and then I was ultimately hired in the emergency room. After I got to the emergency room, it was like a dream come true. It was everything I wanted it to be. It was chaotic. It was always something new. It was always so busy that I didn't have time to even think about being bored. The shifts went by so quick. And then after a while, I just got to the point where I was burnt out. I was overwhelmed. I'd been working a lot of hours. And after a while, I just got to where I wasn't as nice. I stopped being so empathetic toward the patient. And I overall became somebody that I didn't even recognize anymore. So ultimately I had to leave the ER. I knew it. I knew my work was not 100%. I knew I wasn't 100%. There was no other option for me. Like, I had discussed it with my nurse manager. There's no solutions offered. The only thing I knew to do was to get out before I got fired, or I don't even know what would have happened. But so I left and I went to interventional radiology. It's more of an outpatient setting. Loved it. Great work. I did that for 2 years. I just recently went back to the ER. So after a couple of years in interventional radiology, I decided to start traveling. So I'm finishing up my first travel assignment today. And I can't tell you how liberating it is to become a travel nurse. It's scary with the uncertainty. It's scary to know if you're gonna keep your contract or if they're going to cancel you, or what kind of a place you're going to walk into. But for my first contract, it's been very good. And it's kind of renewed my passion for nursing. I greatly enjoy it, and I think that it has to do with the hospital I'm at right now. Like, so appreciative that I'm there. Everybody has been nice. Since I'm not staff, I don't even get hardly any emails that are negative. They have boards up everywhere that you can write what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for. Overall, it's been a good experience, and that makes me happy. So, according to an article I read, between 1997 and 2007, the total annual visits to the U.S. EDs increased from an estimated 94.9 million to an estimated 116.8 million. In 2011, more than 131 million ED visits were reported for the United States. That's astronomical. So you can imagine how you could get burnt out easy. You're seeing hundreds of thousands of patients a year. And they all have problems. They all have something wrong with them. And some of them aren't nice. Some of them are mean. Some of them are argumentative. Some of them aren't really in their right mind. And they're flat out dangerous. Like, they will hurt you. And, you know, after a while, that just weighs on your mind, your body, everything. So, I'm going to talk about 3 minimum areas of focus in which I'm hoping this capstone project can impact my personal practice, my attitude. So, after doing a lot of research on it, there's actually so much out there, and I'm definitely not the only one that's had these problems, that's had nurse burnout or compassion fatigue or any of that. But there is a lot of good information on how I can help get it back, and how to change my attitude, and how to change my approach to going to work every day and taking care of these patients. So that's one thing I plan on doing, is adjusting my attitude and just seeing it in a new light. I'm hoping that it will renew my passion for nursing. This travel nursing has helped tremendously. But with these tools and implementations, I'm hoping that it'll also help quite a bit. And then just overall help my mental health regarding my job in my life. I'm going to discuss 3 areas of focus in which my capstone project should help the profession overall. It should help it retain nurses if these are implemented, so that way nurses don't leave. According to the NCBI, the national average for turnover rates is 8.8% to 37%, depending on the geographic location and the nursing specialty. Can you imagine 37% nurses leaving? We're already in a nursing shortage. If you lose 37% more nurses, the nurse-to-patient ratios would be crazy. It would be unsafe nursing practices. Patient care would start to suffer. So we need to retain our nurses at the bedside. It will help them with their mental health, to be able to have these resources and these outlets to be able to discuss what they're feeling and how they can go about changing that. And then it can possibly increase the compensation for the field as a whole. So I will say, since I started nursing or travel nursing, I make a lot more money, which is great. but it's not all about money. However, it makes you feel like you are doing something, that you're being compensated for your time and for your knowledge and your skills compared to what I was making. So I think that this project has been eye-opening for me, and I have greatly enjoyed it so far. Thank you.